Welcome back to Becoming Ultimate Masters. We're diving deep today.
Into some juicy knowledge.
Yeah. You know, we love to take the source material you guys send us and pull out the most fascinating insights.
Absolutely.
And today, we're cracking open a book
Oh, yes.
that I am so excited about, The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton.
I love this book.
You ready to have your mind blown?
Let's do it.
All right, so this book dives into the fascinating connection between your mind.
And body.
Yes.
Whoa.
You know, I feel like we've all heard that saying, mind over matter, before.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But Lipton takes it way beyond a simple saying.
This isn't your typical self-help book.
No?
You know, Lipton's a cell biologist.
Okay.
And he brings some serious science to the table.
So he's not just like some self-help guru.
Right.
He's actually got the background to back up.
Research, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the core idea here?
His central argument is that we're not simply puppets controlled by our genes.
Oh, yeah.
He suggests that our beliefs and perceptions can actually change our biology on a fundamental level.
Well, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
That's a big one
It is.
to just drop right at the beginning.
It is, and it's called epigenetics.
Epigenetics.
Yeah, and it's like a control panel that's sitting right on top of your genes.
All right, I'm going to need you to break that down for me a little bit.
Okay, so imagine your genes are like a light switch,
Okay.
and epigenetics is your hand deciding when to flip it on or off.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I can control which genes are expressed based on.
Your experience, your environment, even your thoughts can influence those switches.
So it's not just my DNA that determines who I am and what I'm capable of.
Exactly.
There's another layer on top of that.
One of the most mind-blowing examples Lipton uses is this study with stem cells.
Okay.
They took genetically identical stem cells and put them in 3 different environments.
Okay.
One was toxic, one was average, and one was super nurturing.
I bet the results were different depending on the environment.
You bet they were.
I can only imagine.
The stem cells in the toxic environment basically self-destructed.
Oh my gosh.
And the ones in the average environment just kind of existed. No real changes.
Okay.
But get this, the stem cells in the nurturing environment thrived.
Wow.
They started changing and developing into all kinds of specialized cells.
So like, even though they had the same genes, their environment played a huge role
It's like the environment was the deciding factor, not their identical DNA.
in how they developed.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And so you're saying Lipton believes this applies to us too,
Absolutely.
like humans.
Yeah. He says our thoughts and beliefs create an internal environment that affects our cells in the same way
Okay.
that those external environments affected the stem cells.
And like his whole journey as a scientist was really interesting because he was kind of like a traditional scientist at first.
Yeah, he was very much in the genetic determinism camp.
Yeah. And then he saw this in action.
And he left traditional science behind.
Like, wait a minute.
There's something more going on here.
This is not just our genes.
Yeah.
There's something else.
Exactly.
So how does this actually work? Like, how do our thoughts get down to the level of our cells?
Think about the membrane of each cell,
Oh, okay.
like the outer layer.
Yeah.
We usually think of it as a simple barrier.
Right. It's like a wall.
But Lipton calls it the brain of the cell because it's constantly picking up information from the environment
Okay.
and deciding how the cell should respond.
Okay. So it's like a security guard for the cell.
It's like a bouncer at a club checking IDs, deciding who's cool enough to get in.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So is the cell membrane taking in signals just from outside the cell or?
It's picking up signals from both outside the cell and inside,
Okay.
including signals from your nervous system, your hormones, and your thoughts.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you saying that if I'm constantly thinking negative thoughts like I'm not good enough or I'm going to fail,
Yeah.
my cells are actually picking up on those vibes?
That's exactly what Lipton suggests.
That's why.
Your subconscious mind is sending out those signals, and your cells are taking them in and responding accordingly.
It's like I'm sending a signal to my cells to be on high alert and stressed out all the time,
Right.
just because of my thoughts.
It's like telling the bouncer to be super strict and keep everyone out, which isn't going to make for a very fun party, is it?
Not at all, no.
Yeah.
So if our beliefs can have this much of an impact on our cells, what does that mean for us? Like, what's the big takeaway here?
Lipton's work is ultimately about empowerment.
Okay.
It's about understanding that you're not just a passenger in your own body.
I like that.
You have the ability to influence your health and well-being through conscious awareness
Okay.
and by changing your beliefs.
That's powerful stuff.
And that's what we'll dive into in the next part of our deep
I
dive.
can't wait to explore that further. This is seriously making me rethink how powerful my thoughts and beliefs can be.
It's definitely a game changer. And before we move on, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode
Yeah.
with anyone who might find this information helpful.
Yeah, we'll be back soon with more insights from the biology of belief. Stay tuned.
Absolutely.
All right, see you soon.
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm so ready to continue this conversation.
Me too.
I mean, there's so much to unpack here.
Absolutely.
You know, one thing that keeps coming up for me is how those stem cells were so profoundly affected
Yeah.
by their environment.
Right.
And you're saying that Lipton suggests that our thoughts and beliefs
Yeah.
create an internal environment,
Yeah.
which impacts our cells in a similar way.
That's a really key point, and Lipton takes it even further by exploring where those deeply held beliefs come from.
Okay.
He suggests that a lot of our fundamental beliefs are actually programmed into our subconscious minds
Okay.
during childhood,
Really?
particularly in the first 7 years of life.
So like the things we pick up from our parents, our teachers, the media, that stuff actually shapes our biology.
Exactly. Lipton argues that our brains are in a highly suggestible state during those early years, almost like a hypnotic trance.
Oh, wow.
We're absorbing information and forming beliefs without even realizing it.
Without even realizing it.
Yeah, and often those beliefs are based on the fears, limitations, and cultural conditioning of the adults around us.
So we could inherit beliefs that might not even be true or helpful for us.
That's right. Think about it this way. You have a belief like, I'm not good at math.
Okay?
Maybe you heard that from a parent or a teacher, or maybe you struggled with a math concept early on.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Now, every time you encounter a math problem, your subconscious mind sends out a stress signal.
Oh, God.
It's like that security guard we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Now he's freaking out every time a math problem shows up.
Like code red, code red.
Exactly. And when your cells are constantly bathed in stress signals, they're not going to function at their best.
Right.
They're in survival mode,
Yeah.
which means they're not focused on growth, repair, or optimal performance.
Okay, so a belief that started in childhood
Yeah.
could actually be impacting my ability to learn and succeed in math even years later.
Lipton would say yes, and this applies to so many areas of our lives, from our health to our relationships to our careers.
Oh my gosh.
Our beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies.
I mean, this is a lot to process,
Yeah.
but I'm also feeling a sense of hope.
Oh, good.
Like, if these beliefs aren't set in stone,
Yeah.
can we actually change them?
That's the exciting part. Lipton offers a variety of tools and techniques for rewiring our subconscious minds and creating new, more positive beliefs.
Tell me more. How do we actually do that?
One powerful technique Lipton discusses is energy psychology.
Okay.
It involves tapping on specific acupuncture points on your body
Okay.
while focusing on the limiting belief you want to change.
So it's like acupuncture without the needles.
Exactly. It's often called EFT or emotional freedom technique.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And research suggests it can be very effective in reducing stress, anxiety, and even physical pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is.
What else can we do?
Mindfulness and meditation are also essential.
Of course.
Simply becoming aware of your thoughts and observing them without judgment can help you break free from those negative patterns.
So it's like training that security guard to chill out and see that not everything is a threat.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as you practice mindfulness, you create space for new, more positive beliefs to take root.
I like that.
Lipton also points to hypnosis as a powerful tool.
Hypnosis.
Remember how our brains are in that suggestible theta state during childhood?
Right.
Hypnosis can help us access that same state as adults, allowing us to reprogram those old beliefs.
So it's like going back to the source code and rewriting the program.
Hypnosis can be incredibly effective, especially for beliefs that are rooted in those early childhood experiences.
I mean, this is amazing,
It is.
but it also makes me wonder if our beliefs are this powerful.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're to blame if we get sick?
That's a question a lot of people grapple with, and it's important to remember that Lipton isn't suggesting that every illness is caused by negative beliefs.
Okay.
Genetics and environmental factors play a role too.
Of course.
It's more about taking responsibility for our well-being and recognizing that we have more influence than we might think.
Yeah, it's not like positive thinking is a magical cure-all, right?
Right.
There's got to be more to it.
You're right. Lipton isn't suggesting we ignore reality or pretend everything is perfect. It's more about cultivating a mindset of possibility and hope,
Yeah.
recognizing that our thoughts and beliefs have a real impact on our biology and that we can choose beliefs that support our well-being.
So it's not about denying problems, it's about approaching them with a different mindset.
Precisely. It's about recognizing your power to shape your own reality, even in the face of challenges.
That's really empowering.
It is.
Like we're being asked to step into the driver's seat of our own lives
Yeah.
and recognize that we have more agency than we've been led to believe.
Exactly. And that sense of agency can be incredibly liberating.
This has been such a fascinating conversation.
It really has.
Before we wrap up this section,
Yeah.
is there anything else from Lipton's work that you found particularly impactful?
One thing that really struck me was his discussion of the placebo effect.
The placebo effect.
It's a perfect example of how powerful belief can be. You know how sometimes people experience positive health outcomes simply because they believe they're receiving a treatment,
Right.
even if it's just a sugar pill.
Yeah, the placebo effect, that's always fascinated me.
What's remarkable is that the placebo effect has been documented in countless studies across a wide range of conditions.
Wow.
People have experienced relief from pain, reduced anxiety and depression, even improvements in heart health.
All because of their belief.
All because of their beliefs, like their mind was literally healing their body.
So Lipton's saying that if our beliefs can have that kind of impact, imagine what's possible when we consciously harness the power of our mind
Exactly.
to create health and well-being.
And that's what we'll dive into in the final part of our deep dive.
I am excited to keep exploring this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this deep dive with your friends.
Absolutely.
We'll be back soon for the final part of our exploration of the biology of belief. Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the biology of belief.
I can't believe we're already here.
I know, it's gone by so fast.
So much good stuff.
You've covered so much ground.
From epigenetics
to the power of the subconscious mind.
and even that incredible placebo effect.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. And
In
so,
this final part,
yeah.
I'd love to explore one more crucial aspect of Lipton's work,
Okay.
the role of our environment.
Yeah, he really emphasizes how our environment shapes our beliefs and ultimately impacts our biology.
Right.
But what does that mean for us practically? Like, how can we create an environment that supports our well-being?
Well, you know, when Lipton talks about environment, he goes beyond just the physical.
Okay.
He includes the people we surround ourselves with,
Okay.
the information we consume,
Yeah,
even the cultural norms we're exposed to.
that's a really good point.
And he suggests that we can consciously choose and shape these aspects to support our well-being.
So it's about being mindful of not just our inner world, but also the external world that we create for ourselves.
Think about the people you spend the most time with.
Okay.
Do they inspire you and lift you up?
Yeah,
Or do they drain your energy and reinforce negative thinking?
that's a great question.
And the same goes for the information you feed your mind, news, social media, books, podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Are you choosing to fill your mind with messages of hope and possibility, or are you constantly bombarding yourself with negativity?
It's like we have to be curators of our own experience,
I love that.
both internal and external.
That's a great way to put it. And sometimes that curation process involves making tough choices.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it means setting boundaries with certain people,
Okay.
limiting your exposure to negative news, or being more selective about what you allow into your mental space.
Yeah, taking responsibility for the environment that we create for ourselves
Exactly.
and recognizing that that environment has a profound impact on our well-being.
And Lipton refers to this as conscious parenting,
I like that.
not just of our children, but of ourselves.
Yeah, that's good.
It's about becoming aware of the signals we're sending to ourselves and making choices that truly nurture our growth and well-being.
I love that analogy, being a conscious parent to ourselves.
Yeah,
It just speaks to that level of awareness and intentionality
absolutely.
that he encourages us to cultivate.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, I hope our listeners are walking away with a sense of empowerment.
Me too.
Lipton's work is a powerful reminder that we are not powerless. We are not simply victims of our genes or our circumstances.
Right.
We have the ability to change our beliefs. And in doing so, we can change our biology, our health, and ultimately our lives.
That's beautiful. It's a message of hope and possibility, and one that I think we all need to hear, especially in today's world. This has been such a mind-expanding exploration of the biology of belief. Thank you for joining us.
And thank you for listening. If you'd like to dive deeper into Bruce Lipton's work, we'll be sure to include links to his books and resources in the show notes.
And don't forget to check back daily for new episodes. And if you want more information, you can visit us at www.ultimatemasters.org/coaching or WhatsApp us at +2 567 71324 119.
We're here to support you on your journey of growth and transformation.
Absolutely. And if this deep dive has resonated with you, please share it with others who might benefit from this information.
Spread the message.
Let's spread the message of hope and empowerment far and wide.
Love it.
Until next time, remember to keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep believing in the incredible power within you.